Hello, Toni. It's a pleasure to have you here in Markelitics today. Thank you for getting the time to speak with us. Just for our audience, Toni is the VP Partnerships of BrainRock. And today we discuss about the fintech industry, about how BrainRock actually started, and every single step that BrainRock will take on the way. Thank you for having me, Toni.
Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome.
Can you tell me more about BrainRock, how everything started, and how did you get in this position to be here where you are now?
Well, actually, BrainRock started about a little less than 2.5 years ago. It started off as a one-man company by Zoran Radovanovic, who is a founder and CEO at the moment, and from the beginning. And he's been in industry in and out of banking for like over 20 years. So it was like the idea, always work for the banks, why not own one? I mean, BrainRock is not really a bank, it's a payment solution, but it's next thing to it, So that gave him a chance. He had the personal contacts and he started off as a one-man person, then it extended it with 2 people, 3 people, then it stayed on that level. At the moment, there's like about 14 of us working for the company. And we should have, my expectation is the next month or 2, we're gonna have another 5 people. So we've been in business about 2.5 years, so.
Are you with Zoran from the beginning?
No. I actually started about seven months ago as a VP of partnership. As the products developed, we needed new banking partnerships. We needed new partnerships in the way we have with the larger companies, looking for the larger transfers, but mainly for banking partners. So for past 7 months, but I've been knowing Zoran for like 25. So
yeah, I know Zoran personally as well,
yeah.
And we have a really good relation. And I think that the job that you guys did in the past 2 years, you had amazing exponential growth, which makes difference in the market. Can you tell us a bit more about the key segments and selling points of BrainRock, why they are better than the other companies on the market?
Well, it's like, like in any type of the business, it's the product you have and the clients you have. So when you're in a banking, you can work like some of the banks work like on the quantity of clients. And actually, I haven't been from the beginning with the company, but I was with the BrainRock from the first day one, actually knowing everything was going on. And the focus was just on the corporate clients with the larger transfers, So, we were looking not for a perfect client. There is no perfect client, but it's just like the clients, they will be consistent in their transfers, following up paperwork, so make the work easy and everything. And considering that we didn't do any mass marketing, everything was word of mouth or personal contacts or things like that,
The network that you guys have, it brings the value to the company. That's how you started, and that's how you grow the company. Do you think the next step is actually exposing BrainRock marketingly so you can get more customers in, or you still stick to mouth-to-mouth marketing and bringing customers like that?
Well, you see, to go, that would be a next level. To expose on a larger scale, that would take, that might be good, might be bad, but that's where investors come in, venture capital, things like that, because they give you possibility, not just from the money side, but it's just to open up the big doors. It's just with the press releases and everything like that, So we are like quite happy the way we are doing it now. If some really good opportunity comes along, we...
The main offices, I understood, are here in Cyprus,
yes.
Correct?
Yes.
They have opened another offices in Dubai recently.
Yes, about 3 months, a little bit, well, actually 3.5 months. Beginning of the year, we took the office in Dubai. So, it's a lot of things happening over there. There's like a lot of movement, a lot of migration to Dubai, connected to so many different things, whatever is happening in the world. So and Dubai office is gonna be like probably the center for a while, you know.
That's why I wanted to add on. I think Dubai is the perfect spot to have an office, especially for networking and growing the business. Technology-wise, Dubai has exploded, and you have guys did a perfect move to be there. I wanted to ask you, product-wise, what are the next steps for BrainRock? Do you have anything to give us?
Well, you see, like when the company started, it was just the cross-border payments. We had a leased platform. In the meantime, we invested the money. Now we own our own platform because as the time went on, we had the need. You know, if you listen to your clients, like old-fashioned way, listen to your clients and they'll tell you. Basically, besides cross-border payments, the clients had bigger needs. So that's why we went into the building our own platform. So we could add currency exchange, we could add more partners as well. We could add prepaid cards as well. So now we have a prepaid cards for corporate clients for all over the world, you know. So we added the products, and we at this stage now, since we own the platform, we have a new program. Actually, it's actually ongoing. It's BaaS and SaaS, software as a service and banking as a service. And banking as a service, I think it's going to be boom, especially for Dubai and in Europe. In US, you have a lot of companies doing that stuff, but in Europe is still open market for that.
Perfect. That sounds really interesting. The next question was, is it super hard now from this perspective to get and onboard new clients with you? Do you face an issue, or the clients that you get, you onboard them smoothly?
Well, I mean, it's like we have a lot of people that we work with, so it's not just our connections, you know. But when it comes to onboarding the clients, what do you mean smoothly? Finding the clients or
finding the clients?
Finding the clients. Well, I mean, in the way we are still doing it the way we did before, you know, so through friends of the friends, word of mouth, and everything like that. I mean, it's just you could always have more clients at this point. I mean, but then you have to service them. Yes. The whole point about Fintech or about this, what we are doing, is a personal touch. What a lot of people in the banking industry is lost. I mean, basically 30, 40 years ago, they were doing the same thing and they just stopped.
Technology is the most important thing, and developing and growing is the most important in this sector. And this is what I see that is lacking in the industry. And that's why I recognize BrainRock as one of the leaders who are making really drastic changes, which helps company to grow and establish better results. That's why we are here discussing about BrainRock. I wanted to ask you, I have noticed that BrainRock is going on the affiliate events, summits. Do you think this adds value to BrainRock, or it's good to be present there just for people to see you?
Well, it's more for exposure actually. Yeah. I mean, there is some expos where you can make new contacts and everything, but it's just it's more for the exposure. We go to some actually expos where we don't take a part in what I'm doing, but just for the exposure. The presence on the market is very important, you know, because, you know, your name appearing and everything creates the trust, you know, and it's all about the trust, especially when it comes to money.
Yes, true. It's 100% correct. Yeah. You as a VP of partnerships, what, let's say, is your goals for BrainRock in the next 1-2 years? How do you see BrainRock as, from your perspective of work?
Well, it's like now we went into the 3rd year of operations, and the first few years are very crucial. You know, it's just like a lot of people stumbled in the first year or in the first few months, and they're done. We did really good in the first year with just a few people.
Setting the grounds.
Yeah, and then we expanded. We tripled the transfers around the world and everything in the 2nd year. And we're looking to, in the 3rd year, to double it. You know, because after 3rd year, I mean, it's like, you know, you can have the growth, but you cannot, I mean, when you go into the bigger numbers, you know, it's harder to, you know, go 100% a year, you know, like it's really hard. But the goal is actually to, you know, with the BaaS program, you know, we're gonna add a lot of value. We're going to expand it to the different markets, different types of clienteles. We can, with the BaaS, we can even work with the financial institutions and things like that. So that will expand the value of the company and bring out the recognition in the banking world for us as well.
Is there a specific markets that you want to tap in the next years, or your global? Geographically, yes.
Well, it's me personally. I'm interested. Everybody is working. Let's say Middle East is very popular.
Yes.
United Emirates, especially Saudi Arabia and everything. Asia is no stranger, to the people in Europe. But Latin America is like always the market to tap in, and would be really good. There's a lot of opportunities there, a lot of growth, financial growth, a lot of people just living there. Latin America would be great, Africa as well. But we work with Africa, but we could always work more. With Asia, never-ending story. I mean, you can just expand it, like you can double it every single year. I mean, it's just the economy is booming. Not just talking about China, Vietnam, Thailand. There's so many opportunities over there.
How hard is actually South Africa? Sorry to ask specifically, but today I was doing another interview about South Africa, so I wanted to get your feedback on South Africa.
South Africa is just like when if you're looking for the partners, like a company to work with, it's beautiful. They're willing to cooperate. They want this and that, but the regulations in South Africa are a little bit different. Because what gave the space actually for the payment industry is the regulations of the certain banks or certain national banks in the certain countries. They make it hard for people to make the payments, or actually to make the payments, or to export the money, even to pay the invoices. It's very hard. So they have to, do a workaround. They would actually do or make payments for the goods they are like receiving and everything.
Do you see compliance getting stricter and stricter in this niche, or how do you see it?
Well, it's, with compliance, from very beginning, we played by the rule, we just, and we stick to it, and it's better that way, it's just, the world is big enough, so you don't have to play, onboarding some iffy clients or anything like that. We don't touch that. Even when it comes to the sanctioned countries, they cannot even log in on our site. It's just we stick to compliance, the way the regulators are asking, and it's not that hard.
BrainRock is completely strict about it and has certain rules that are followed, which are important. That's why it gives credibility at the end of the day, which is most important. That's my opinion. It's important for every company that they know that when they come to you, you work with specific clients which are highly regulated, highly recognized, with good compliance setup. That's important.
It's just sometimes it's a pain for the clients to provide. Sometimes we ask for additional documents before we even open the account. The whole point is if you're onboarding the client and you want him to be a client, to have a working relationship, it's very important to let him know what follows. Because you cannot keep your promises unless they want to play along. So sometimes it's much better to ask for the documents up front, than let's say when they make a transfer and they don't have supporting documents. Well, the transfer will not happen. So it's just very important. Compliance is a very important part.
How do you see, I have seen that Visa and MasterCard had a lot of issues and they blocked a lot of transactions in the fintech world. Do you see that will stabilize in the future, or they will get even more stricter?
It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's hard to tell what's behind that. It's depending if they're talking about, depending what cards, you have Visa, you have a banking ATM cards, you have Visa credit cards, you have debit cards.
Online purchasing. I think online purchasing, they're pretty strict with it.
Yeah.
It's getting harder.
Yeah, it's been a while. I worked in software industry before, and there was a lot of issues. They will just block it for no reason, And then, that's all connected. Sometimes it's connected. Every company has to register with Visa, with American Express, with MasterCard, how many transactions they're expecting on a daily level, So something, if it exceeds the level that they reported, they're just going to block it. So that's very easy to unblock it. You just
report on different.
Exactly. Report a different number. So it's just there the companies again that you have to work with. You know.
True. How do you see the fintech world developing? Technology is super progressive. I think the companies which are not following this technology growth trend will stay behind, and then the companies who are more tech oriented will progress even better and find their spot under the sun.
You know what, that is the truth. Actually, the technology is very important, but then the major thing with BrainRock is actually human touch.
Human touch.
Technology follows, but human touch is the most important, because the technology will not find us the client. Yes. Technology can look through the submitted documents, but it's just it is very important. It's a very changing world, and we have to learn how to live through these changes, not expecting to wait for the better times, yes, like the most of people do. So we have to live through this, accept the changes, and move on,
A lot of people now are saying that AI will replace humans, which I don't agree personally. I think human will always have that touch to close the business. That's exactly what you said now with BrainRock. You need to have the human touch. Otherwise, it's useless. You cannot have any business.
But you see, with technology, it's a great thing, but it's just 50-70% of the people, they don't know even how to write the SMS.
Yes, true.
So if they're going on a banking platform and they have to if you don't use the technology, that doesn't mean you're a poor guy. I mean, you just don't use the technology. So we have these issues with some of the clients. They are like not, even the platform is very user friendly, but they have issues. So we support them in that way too. Sometimes that looks ridiculous, but it's very important, to give them that support.
The team that you have here in BrainRock, for sure, is multicultural, correct?
Yeah.
This is important question because in the other companies, this is what I didn't ask, but I think that keeping a multicultural company provides you the opportunity to touch different countries, different bases, and to have a working environment which is friendly for everyone. And this is important. The next question that I wanted to have, the key selling point for BrainRock will be what?
You know what, I mean, like in every sale, you have to sell yourself, then the people will follow. It's just like I said, again, that human touch is the most important. I mean, it's really good to have the products and everything, the things are working and everything, but the human touch is the most important, because people will not work with you if they don't trust you and if they don't like you. And that's like actually liking and trusting us what gave us opportunity to grow from month to month, and I hope it will go on from year to year.
Perfect, Toni. It was a pleasure to speak with you, to have this pleasant conversation about BrainRock and about how everything functions. I hope BrainRock will keep the stable growth and double, even like you said, the numbers that you already have, and see the bright future for them. Thank you once again for accepting the interview. Guys, stay in touch with us. Thanks, Toni, once again for everything that he told us, and we keep it going. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.